Hey, so this video is just to show everyone what all the campaigns and new minigame Lord of Verminion looks like. So this minigame was added in patch 3.1 and involves all the minions you collected. Look at your minion log and click on that little button, and you can see and put minions on these hotbars. You can go through each minion, look at their stats. You can also sort by type or attack or whatever. So make sure you have a good selection of minions. You want, I guess, poppets, monsters, and critters, and maybe a few gadgets. And you want to try to choose some that have high attack, some that heal, and the debuff ones I don't really use that much, but also some for speed. That's important. You want some very fast ones. Anyway, so I'm going to start off with stage number 2, because the tutorial is kind of obvious and it's kind of slow and boring. So, stage number 2... hatching a plan. Let's start it up. So I just recorded over my minion battles. I'm just going to commentate over it to explain some of my thoughts and reasonings of what I did. I'm going to try not to use like crazy expensive minions like the Nutkin or something, even though I have them. It's definitely much easier if you could use a Nutkin or Lesser Panda or anything, but I guess I'll try to avoid using them. My go-to strategy usually is to have 2 crystal destroyers like the miniature minecart, and 2 shield destroyers like the serpent hatchling thing. So you can see I send 2 serpent hatchlings to shield and 2 miniature minecarts to the rightmost crystal. These first few levels are pretty easy. You can pretty much do anything, but that strategy kind of works for a lot of these matches. So if you don't have the serpent hatchling because you're not in adders or whatever, I think replacement could be the baby bun, and a minecart. I think the minion of light, the warrior form, and also I mean, just go through them all, find one that can destroy the crystal, and find one that can destroy the shield. So the serpent hatchlings are destroying the shield. You can see it's already destroyed, and you just go send them back to help with the crystal. In this case, I'm going to try to have them kill that mammoth thing first. I also sent a bunch of ADS minion to AoE down the group in the middle. But you could literally just send whatever you want in this first one. This first one's pretty easy. Baby Imp is also pretty good. It's a very good monster type, so make sure you have Baby Imp. It's also very easy to get. It's from one of the Fates or something in Dragonhead. Might have been either that or Chimera, I forget. Huh. Anyways, just this first one, there's really not much to say on this first one. You can see it's already pretty much won at this point. The minecarts, just 2 minecarts have already destroyed that crystal. So you can see how effective specialists are. I mean, none of these strategies will work against a human player. So a human player can see like 2 minecarts coming a mile away and be like, oh, those are the siege weapons, I better kill them. But the computer doesn't really know what's going on, so you can pretty much game them any way you want. So the shield generator is about to come back up, and I select from the minion list my 2 little chocobos. Yeah, I can go kill the shield again, but I mean it's completely unnecessary in this case because it looks like we are pretty much completely won. We send everything else to this last crystal, and I mean, see, look how slowly the crystal dies without the shield generator down. So once you destroy the shield generator, look how fast their HP is going down now. So just killing the shield is very important. I mean, against AI, it doesn't really matter. You're going to win no matter what in these first few levels, but it does speed things up a bit. Alright, so let's move on to the next one. So stage number 3 is called the first move. I guess stage number 2, hatching a plan, meant the whole minecart chocobo plan thing, it lets you practice a plan of how you want to execute your actions and stuff. Anyway, again, this one is also pretty easy. Again, I'm going to send 2 Serpent Hatchlings to destroy their shield. And this time, I know in this match they're going to send a lot of critter types. So I'm going to use a bunch of monsters. So I'm going to go full Baby Imp, basically. They send out 2 little baby buns on that side. So I'm going to send 2 imps to take care of those 2 guys. And then the rest of my imps are spawning in the middle. I'll get my 2 hatchlings into the shield. These 2 baby imps should be able to kill those 2 things very easily. I have a group of 4 baby imps. I'm spawning some more on the left side, sorry. These 2 guys can go kill the right side. And looks like the eyes are kind of moving around our shields. The enemy's shields are broken, so I'm going to send those 2 Serpent Hatchlings to help it out with breaking the crystal. And now we're pretty much like on the winning side. There's already nothing that can kill us now. Look how much imps we have. Let's send a few to those crystals. And the rest can clean up these critter type mobs. So again, you kind of want to know the whole rock, paper, scissors thing they had going on. So critters are weak to monsters, like the baby imp. And monsters are weak to poppets. And gadgets are kind of not weak or to anything, but not strong against anything. Oh, I forgot the last part. The poppets are weak to the critters, so it's like triangle. The gadgets aren't weak or strong against anything, but in general, the gadgets are kind of weak overall. So, I mean, I have a few gadgets on my bar. I guess just at ADS. But it's not really that crazy good. The minecart's okay. As like a siege weapon. Their shield's about to get backed up, so I'm going to send those 2 chocobos to pull the shield again. And we basically won this match already. I mean, these first few matches, I think all the way up to stage 15 or something. I mean, it's all pretty easy. I mean, feel free to play the YouTube video at like 1.25 times speed if you have that enabled. Because these first few matches get kind of easy. There's nothing too complicated about this. Their shield's broken again. I'm gonna send these 2 chocobo chicks to go back to help. I sent 1 baby imp to kill that little Chico lava that's hurting my left crystal. But I mean, protecting that crystal doesn't even matter anymore because we already won. Just kill the enemy's last crystal and we're good. And there you go. Let's move on to the next one. So this next challenge is called Little Big Beast, and you get the first taste of your minion boss battle kind of thing. So the enemy's not going to have any crystals. We just got to kill the boss. And in this case, it's Gubu. So the Gubu's type, it's a monster, so you know it'd be good to use poppets. I'm using Minfilia here. Minfilia was, I think, offered for free a while back. But now it's in the cash shop if you missed out on the event. If you don't want to spend cash shop minions or they never got it for free, I think Sid's also a good poppet. Sid's also really good because he's fast and has that good ability. But Minfilia is also pretty good. It's weird that she does so much damage because, you know, in the main scenario she doesn't really do anything. She has pretty damn high attack here, and she has that little limit break thing. See that I use? Hello? And it does 230 damage. The Gubu knocks back a bit, but this one is pretty simple. You could just spam whatever, and eventually it will die. I actually don't know what caused them to get paralyzed here. As far as I know, Minfilia doesn't have an ability that lets you do that. So I don't know why he gets paralyzed so often. Anyways, he's getting wrecked, and we just move on to the next match. So stage 5 is called Turning Tribes, and as the name suggests, enemies are going to use a lot of beast tribes, and beast tribes are actually poppet type creatures, so it would be good using critter types in response. Now, if you have Nutkin, the Nutkin will just absolutely wreck them, but not everyone has a Nutkin, so I'm going to use something cheaper like this, the Black Cat, Black Coil. Black Coil is pretty easy to get for 200k, not 200, 20k MGP from the Gold Saucer. And it's extremely fast, has a nice ability for speeding up these challenges. Its ability is to damage the opponent's crystal when you use it, and it's just really fast. Nutkin's really fast too, that's why the Nutkin wrecks face also. Just note that the Nutkin has 100 attack, actually, so it's pretty beastly. Anyways, our critter types is wrecking their pocket types, and it's usually good to split your groups up to 2 and micro them a bit. So I'm summoning some on the left side, moving some to the right side. Using that strategy where I break the shield with the 2 chocobos. The shield destroyed. And again, this one's also pretty simple. We're on our way to winning already. The 2 chocobos don't break that crystal as fast as the minecarts, but we have these cats and we use their ability. It damages the nearest crystal a bit. The black cats are actually extremely cheap on the points, so you can summon a whole bunch of them. I mean, they're weak individually, but just swarm the enemies. The AI has some, I guess, some retreating capabilities. So, like, you could see when you place your minions inside your crystal's ring, they feel that the ring is defended, so they'll move away from it. But then as soon as you leave the ring, they'll be like, oh, it's not defended, so they get kind of confused and move back and forth. Anyways, the enemy's shield is about to come back up, so I'm going to send my chocobos back there again. And use these guys to help out the right side. And from here on out, the game is pretty much won. Not too much else to add for this one. So you use these abilities to speed it up a bit. It damages their crystal, so 5%, which is a tiny amount, since you gotta kill the crystal several times. So 5% of several times, it's like not that much, but whatever, any little bit helps. So, let's move on to the next match. This match wasn't that complicated. So this next one's pretty interesting because it introduces some actual mechanics. It's called Off the Deepcroft, which is a reference to the dungeon Tamtara Deepcroft. And if you remember from the low-level Tamtara Deepcroft, you can't damage the Mind Flayer when he has links to those goblins. Or whatever they are. Imps? Imps, they're linked to the imps. So it's a monster type, so we're off using poppets. You use Sid, whatever. I'm just going to use human Philias. Sid might actually be better, because it's faster. You honestly can use whatever. There's not too much complexity in this one either. So that's the little imp thing that you gotta kill. He's invincible while he does that, so I want to speed it up a bit. It might be good to have 2 groups, because later on there's going to be multiple imps. Oh, I whiffed that limit break there. He was invincible. Anyways, kill that imp. There's going to be little ads coming in the corners attacking your crystals, but you don't really have to worry too much about them. Because I mean, look at his health already. He's about to die. So yeah, so here's the part where 2 control groups. Well, there's no control groups in this game, but 2 groups of units make it a bit faster. Save a whole 5 seconds. So let's just zerg them down. Use these limit breaks to speed up a bit. And there you go. Let's move on to the next round. So stage 7 is called Rivals. And what it's referring to is that the enemy is going to use cats and dogs, I guess. And they're kind of like rivals. Cats and dogs are critter types, so you'd be good using a monster. So we use the infant imp, and it's not the baby imp. Infant imp, it's a really good monster. The cats and dogs are extremely fast too, and the AI in this one has been programmed with some sort of strategy where try to claw out your eyes. So it's going to go for your search eyes with a group of really fast cats and stuff. So just watch out for that. I mean, getting your search eyes killed doesn't really matter that much. But I mean, it's just showing you what kind of strategy you could use. I'm going to also use that strategy again where I send 2 serpent chocobos to their shield. Anyways, you want to kind of defend the search eyes because I already know that they're going to come for those. And have a few groups of baby imps cleaning them up. They're sending a lot of cats and stuff. See, you see them going for the search eyes here? I set my group up there to intercept them, but they are fast. These cats are fast. But we've already have upper hand now. So this game's pretty much done also. Let's get enough baby imps out. We have kind of 3 groups, one in the middle, one on the right, one on the left. And just kind of, move them back and forth as the cats run around and stuff. So I need to remember to use their limit breaks more often. If they really want to get that search eyes. So what happens when they destroy the search eyes is they become, like, you can't really see them unless you're next to them. So you don't really know the positioning of your enemies. Send a couple of baby imps. Up it out there. So we have upper hand. There's really no losing this one now. They're slowly gathering up another group of cats. Let's go intercept them. We don't really need to, since we could probably kill their crystals faster than we do kill ours. Use the limit break a bit. See that? The cats are really fast. Now I want to show you guys this. Look, I'm going to send all these guys, well, most of them, to try to break the shield. Look how slowly the shield dies. Like, I have like 4 or 5, maybe 6 people in there, and it is going down super slowly. Now if I send just these 2 chocobo chicks, which are specialists in killing the shield, look how fast it's going down. Holy crap. It's worth a difference. So you really want to use their specialists' skills correctly. So the shield like goes down instantly. Anyways, I guess I'll show you guys what happens if Search Eyes dies too. I'm gonna send these last guys to that last crystal. Oops. Oh shoot. Yes, they'll kill that thing. We're gonna kill the Search Eyes and then you'll see them disappear. Because we don't know where they are anymore. And you can only see them if you're next to them. So see, they're next to that crystal there. So now we see them. And I guess gives you a tactical advantage against human players. But against a computer, I bet they cheat. Like, you know, a lot of RTS games, computers know exactly where your units are, even if there's fog of war or something. Anyways, that was pretty easy. Let's move on to the next match. So this next challenge is called Always Darkest, Stage 8. And I'm not sure what Always Darkest is referring to. But maybe it's something referring to the name of this patch, as goes light, so goes darkness, or whatever. But this one, they're going to be summoning a lot of pop hits, so again, critters are good. So again, if you have the Nut Kid, you'll wreck face, but let's pretend we don't. And we'll just use the Black Cat. I'm also going to start off with that strategy I've been using where you send a couple of Serpent Chocobos to the shield, and a couple of minecart specialists to siege their crystal. It just speeds things up a bit. Anyways, I'm gonna spam the cats. And I guess they're gonna summon a bunch of hero types, like Nymphilia, Uranger. So they're all puppets. They also, just like the previous one where they focused for the Search Eyes, these guys try to focus the shield, because they want to demonstrate to you what the advantages of killing the shield are. It's kind of like just teaching you how to play. But we already know how good killing the shield is, so we're not going to let them do that to us. I'm going to kill their shield instead. So you can see I killed their shield and I sent my 2 little chocobos back to help with the crystal. Just to fit in that little extra damage. I split off a small group to help defend the shield, and the rest are just cleaning up. So we killed their first stone, send them to the middle now, and I use these cat abilities I keep forgetting to use, speed it up a bit. These cats are really fast, so I'm pretty good. The little 2 chocobo chicks are also critter types. They could probably take one of these pop hits too, if needed. If you're not in adders, the baby bun is a monster type, so you kind of want to watch out. The baby bun is also a bit weaker, but it doesn't really matter because they're not supposed to be fighting anything. They're just supposed to be killing the shield and helping out with the right crystal. Anyways, this one's pretty straightforward. We're almost won. I mean, we basically won already. There's really no way to lose this one now. I'm gonna kill that last crystal. Also breaking their shield again with my chocobo chicks. We pretty much won this. We don't even have to defend our shield, but let's do it anyways. Just group them up to use their action. You need to be a group of 4 with fully charged limit breaks to actually be able to use an action. So I had to group them up a bit closer there. Anyways, let's move on to the next match. So this next one, stage 9, is called Mine Your Minions. Probably a reference to how we're, the Copperbell Mines, we gotta kill that slime. Maybe it's also a pun on Mind Your Manners, but I don't really know. So for this one, I'm gonna use Sid, because he's fast, he's tanky, and he's also a poppet type, which is good against monsters. There's gonna be a lot of monsters in this one, I guess. So, okay, so this one has mechanics, just like in the Copperbell Mines. You want to send someone to pick up the bomb. The slime itself is actually invincible. So someone's going to go grab the bomb. He's going to get a buff. You see he has the trapper buff. And my other groups are just going to clean up these random ads. So you don't want to scare the slime away. If you put too much of your minions inside that ring in the middle, the slime's going to try to run to another crystal. You might get scared away, so you don't really want to do that. And, oh, I didn't pick up the bomb. But you can see how the slime bits are invincible, and you see how they're kind of running away. And that ring right there is Sid's ability. That's not a bomb. And Sid's ability is kind of pointless against the invincible slimes. Anyways, I'm going to scare them back to the middle. So y'all are running to the middle. I'm going to wait for the slimes to get in there and then trigger the trap. Alright, and that's pretty much it. Now they're vulnerable once you're this small. I'm going to set Sid's actual trap in the corner there. I don't really need another bomb. I don't know why I picked up another one. These guys are going to clean up the slimes here. You only need to kill the slimes to win. So you don't really need to clean up every single enemy there is. So I triggered Sid's trap. You can see there's a lot of damage to him. And about to go in and win. We don't even need this last trap. Yeah, we already won. So it's pretty simple if you know the mechanics, and you could get one really fast bomb bringer to bring the bombs in and out. Stage 10 is called Children of Mandragora, and as the name implies, enemies can be using a lot of Mandragora minions. Mandragoras are critter types, so they're weak to monsters. So we're going to use the baby imp again, because the baby imp's pretty beast. Then I'm going to use that shield breaking strategy, where I send 2 minecarts to the right crystal and 2 serpent hatchlings to break the shields. And spam these baby imps. This one, some on the left side too, so I'll completely spam. Put some in the middle, put some on the left, so it's better positional play. I have 2 groups to work with and clean up these attackers from the middle and the left side. A little serpent hatchling swing by that crystal. You saw me like move it to a crystal first. You get a few small hits off that crystal. It's not really necessary, but every little bit counts, I guess. So we've broken their shield already. Gonna send them back to help with the crystal. And then these Mandragora is about to get wrecked. These baby imps. I keep calling them baby imps, they're infant imps. You know what I mean. Send a small group to go help with killing that crystal. And then the main group's going to chase down some of these imps. Sorry, some of these Mandragoras. And use their ability. Their ability is pretty good. It's an AoE. Look how big the AoE is. It's an AoE attack. That imp's kind of weak, so I'm gonna move him off to help just kill the crystal. Can't really fight anymore. And that's pretty much it. This one's pretty much won. Again, it's pretty easy if you just spam a bunch of monster types. Counteract their critter status. The shield's about to be back up, so I'm going to send the chocobo hatchlings, serpent hatchlings, back to break the shield. And we just have one more Arcana Stone to destroy. The shield's going to go down again. See how fast that shield goes down with the correct unit type. You only need 2 chicks to kill it that fast. Again, these first few matches are kind of easy, so feel free to turn up the speed or skip ahead to the later ones, which are more interesting. This next challenge, stage 11, is called The Queen and I. And I guess the queen they're referring to is going to be Nanamo. But also in their enemy's party is going to be Robon and all the other Grand Company leaders. They're all puppets, so a critter type would be effective against them. So again, the Nutkin is really good on this one. If we don't have the Nutkin, we're going to go Black Cats again. So a bunch of Black Cats. And I'm also using that strategy with the minecarts and serpent hatchlings again. So again, these first few matches are pretty easy. All the way up to, I would say all the way up to the Gilgamesh fight. They're pretty easy. I mean, it might take a few attempts. Like, I don't think any of these taken any attempts. I got them all on my first try originally, so it shouldn't be any issue with these first few. Anyways, we are destroying them. There's our cats. Killed our crystal a bit. So I'm just going to send these 2 to crystals now since we've cleaned them up mostly. Alright, so their first crystal is destroyed. Let's go to the middle one. Send a small group to chase after a minion. Sending a group of Kanyi-samas. But we have so many cats now, it doesn't even matter. Not like it's that good of a minion anyways. So their shield's about to be back up. So again, we're going to go and send our serpent hatchlings to kill their shield. This cats try to micro a bit, fail. Send 3 cats to kill them off. And there you go. We're pretty much on this one. Let's move on to the next round. So this next one's called Breakout. And I heard some people had trouble with this one, so I guess this is where it starts to get harder. I would say this one's of maybe a medium difficulty. And it's again a boss battle when we face the demon brick. And just like how the demon wall in Amphitrite Keep pushes towards you, the brick's going to do the same thing. It's going to slowly move towards you. And it goes for your gates. So it's first going to, hit one of your gates, destroy it instantly, and then hit another one and stuff like that. I think the trick is to just be behind it. You don't really need to worry about the ads too much. I sent my first group to clean up the initial ads, but later on you could kind of ignore it once you get the demon brick pretty low. I just don't want the ads to get kind of out of control, so one small group to clean them up. And then I'm using Poppets type again, because Poppets are more effective against monsters that we're going to be seeing here. Just clean up these ads first. And you can see the demon brick is slowly moving forward. That's what it does. Send that group to the left to clean those guys up. Bunch of succubus monsters and Dolahans. And you want to be behind the brick because the demon brick does these knockback attacks in the front that might kill your minions. So let's see, kind of did something like that. Yeah, right. That right there was the move. You want to avoid that. So if you're just behind it, you can avoid it pretty easily. Clean up some of the ads. I think you could just Zerg it with all your minions. You don't even need to worry about the ads, but just in case, I'll clean them up. Oh, I think I missed that in a break. Okay, so after it kills your gate, it one-shots it, it's going to move to your next gate. So you actually have a lot of time to whittle it down. So he's starting to march towards the rightmost gate. It's going to burn him down with our Minfilia limit breaks. I mean, if you don't have Minfilia, it's available on a Mog Station, or use Sid, which I think is a main story minion. So you should get Sid anyways for free. So he's killed that gate, and he's going to move to the next gate. So I have a group on the left waiting for him already. Start attacking him with it. And we've pretty much cleaned up all the minions. They're all coming from the left, so we're just going to gather everybody there. Remember to stay behind him. You don't want to get cleaved. I think that's an attack move he's doing. Just avoid it by staying behind him and avoid that knockback move. I'm going to send a small group to the middle to clean up some ads that are now spawning there. And you got to keep moving your attacking group as he keeps moving. So now he's going to break that gate, and now you have no gates, but I mean, don't worry too much. Everything's so weak that we haven't even lost really a Minfilia in a while. Oh, see, that was his knockback move right there. You want to try to avoid that. And the gate's going to recharge anyways. But I mean, you want to use more tanky puppets like Minfilia or Sid, mainly because you're going to lose your gates, so you can't really summon another one. So if you're using a swarm of weak ones, they're going to die, and you're not going to be able to get any more back. not like that amount of strategy was necessary anyways. I mean, this one is not too difficult. Medium, I guess, if you didn't know the strategy to stay behind them. But now we don't really care about the crystals anymore, we're just going to burn them down. He's trying to kill this crystal. I'm not too sure what his programming is supposed to make him do now. He's just standing there, facing the wrong way. But anyways, there we go. Let's move on to the next stage. Stage number 13 is called My Name is Sid. And of course, you know, Sid's going to be in this one. And he's going to use a lot of like gadgets. Because, you know, he builds stuff. The gadgets are kind of weak already. I mean, they're not weak to any type. But they're not that scary. So I'm going to use that strategy again with the Serpent Chicks and the minecarts. And we're just going to spam a bunch of cats. I mean, Sid's a poppet type, so might as well take advantage of that type advantage. His gadgets aren't weak to anything, but the cats will still take care of them pretty easily. So I got my group of 4 cats. I'm gonna go in and take him down. You kind of don't want him to gather to 4 Sids, because once you get 4 Sids, he could use his limit break, which sets a trap and does a lot of damage to you. So you try to kill these 2 Sids off beforehand. Sids are fast though, that's why the cats are pretty good against them. You chase them down. So pick them off so you can never get back to 4 Sids. And the airships do a little AoE, but we can overwhelm them. So we've broken their shields. Same thing as before in our strategy, we're going to send the Chocobo Chicks back. And now we have a swarm of cats. We're pretty much unstoppable in this round, at least. I'm sending a couple cats to fend off that little airship on the left. And a few cats on the right. And our main group's going to go clean up that group of ads. I should kill this one first. Send one back to kill that one last airship. So we've broken their first crystal, so just like before, and move it to the middle. So again, this one's pretty easy, there's not this exact same strategy. Oh, Sid killed that cat, so I'll send another one. I mean, we don't really need to worry too much about our crystals, because we're gonna kill their crystals before they can kill ours anyways. Oh, these clockwork wheelbarrows are hurting. But we got our cats back and could chase them down. He's starting to send his own minecarts, which minecarts are kind of scary once they get to your crystal. But they're kind of weak also, so we easily defend it. And we pretty much won here. We just send everything to Rush's last crystal. And we'll win. We don't need to worry about his minecarts killing our crystals. Look how fast it goes down though with his minecarts. Minecarts are really good at breaking these crystals. I'm sending my chicks back for the shield. I'm not even sure if it's necessary. Like how the plush cushion can move in this thing. And it has like maximum speed too. So it's pretty hilarious to see it run around. So we've taken down his shields and his last crystal. Let's move on to the next match. So stage number 14 is called Like a Nut, and the enemy is going to be using a lot of Nutkins and that tiny ball minion, which I guess looks like a nut. I guess it is a nut. I thought it was just like a tree thing. But anyways, this one is actually, I guess, of a medium difficulty if you don't really know how to prepare for it, because Nutkins are beasts. They're like extremely fast and they hit hard. But we're going to counter their critter type with our tiny bulb type. Note that they're going to be summoning both critters and monsters, so you kind of don't want to use any poppets because your critters are going to kill you, and you don't really want to use your own critters because then your monsters will kill you. So go for monsters of your own. So these bulbs are tiny bulbs, or whatever they're called, are pretty easy to get from a treasure map, I think. You can buy them off the market boards. I don't know how common they are, but it's one of the lower level treasure maps. Might be like 200k, maybe, I don't even know. So, we wreck their shields. Exact same strategy as before. And just stream the bulbs in, rush them. The Nutkin's ability doesn't actually do damage, I think. It just slows you down. I'm also going to put some baby imps in here. The bulb's ability is actually really good. It's like it does trap damage. It's a trap type. I'm going to chase down their bulbs. And we've already killed their first crystal, so send that group in the middle. We got another group of Nutkins, but we have a trap set for them. So we clean them up pretty easily. Look how much damage it did. That was like over half their health. So I'm just going to send my bulbs up to protect my minecarts a bit. I'm just going to send these minecarts ahead because this crystal is about to die, and minecarts are slow. All the siege units are very slow, which I guess prevents people from just using only siege units and rushing them. The shield is back up, so I'm going to send our chocobo chicks back in there. And oh, we missed these Nutkins. They are extremely fast. But we have a trap set, so completely destroyed them. So I mean, if you don't, this one, I mean, it looks really easy right now, but if you didn't really prepare for them, I guess this one can cause a bit of a issue. Because Nutkins are pretty strong. But we've pretty much won this one already. Just with the last crystal and we're good. Alright, let's move on to the next round. Alright, so the next one is called Urth's Spout. And this is a tinier version of Urth's font. And of course, we'll be fighting Odin. And if you ever fought Odin in this game, you know that, at the very end, he casts his final ability that kills everyone. And you gotta kind of limit break him down before that happens. And the strategy is exactly the same in minion battle. So we're gonna just rush him with a bunch of Minfilias and a few healers. And we're gonna stop attacking him before we get him really low. So we could charge all our limit breaks and switch everyone to a high damage output type. Like more Minfilias. And we're gonna have to Zorg him down before his limit break or whatever it's called, Zensuken, whatever that ability is, kills everyone. and it's going to kill all 3 of your crystals at the same time if you don't get them down fast enough. So it's like a one-shot. So I mean, like the minion battles are starting to get a bit harder. So it's like medium hard, I guess. I mean, it's pretty hard if you don't know the strategy. You'd be like, what's going on? Why did he kill my crystals? But not that bad once you know what to do. So the reason why I have a few white mages is because I don't really like spamming, you know, slowly trickling in units. These white mages will keep my Minfilias up, even though he does really only single target damage. So I guess maybe it's not really that useful. You could probably just go by with only Minfilias or whatever single target damage unit you're using. Again, it could be Sids. Sids are pretty good. So I'm going to heal the group there. And I keep using my Minfilia limit breaks to try to burn them down. I mean, right now it doesn't really matter how fast you kill them, it just speeds up the whole process. He moves around a bit, so you guys kind of reposition your minions a bit to follow him. Alright, so around 33%, you want to pull everyone back and not hit him at all. And you want to heal up, so you could go to your gate if you want to heal your units up, you don't have any healers. I'm going to withdraw all my white mages, because they don't do any damage, and I'm just going to fill up on Minfilias. So heal them up at your gate, you get healed. And then you gotta wait until you have limit breaks on everyone. So with Minfilias, because of how much points it costs you to get 3 groups of 4, so you get 3 limit breaks. So actually, you know what? Sid might not work for this, because Sid's limit break is pretty slow. It's a trap type. Maybe Hildebrand will work. But you see him have a little pop-up text up there. He said something about his obsidian blade splitting the tiny threads of your future. That means he's casting his ability now. So you gotta burn him down as fast as you can. So I casted all my limit breaks. That's 3 limit breaks. And right now he's almost about to channel his ability, but he didn't. We managed to burn him down before he could. If he does get it off, you lose instantly. So gotta have that burst damage. Anyways, let's move on to the next stage. So this next challenge is called Exodus Challenge or Stage 16. Not entirely sure why it's called Exodus. Maybe it has something to do with eggs, because the enemy's going to summon a lot of chocobos. So fat chocobos, serpent chicks, and all that stuff. This one's pretty easy, so we're going to use our strategy again, where we have 2 shield breakers and 2 crystal breakers on the right side. Take care of that. Speed it up a bit. And for our main group, all the chocobos are critters, so you want a monster type. And again, baby imp's pretty... infant imp, sorry. It's pretty beast. So, spam them imps. He sends 1 fat chocobo on the right side, but we could knock off a few hit points with our 2 serpent chicks, and then our minecarts can kill them, I guess. Once you have enough of the infant imps, send them in to attack. Actually, those minecarts might need some help. So we're gonna send our middle group to the left to clean that set of chocobos up. They're gonna have a limit break though, so watch out. But we can easily clean them up with our infinites. So the fat chocobos have a different, I guess, AI than the other units. They're there to defend. So you can see instead of attacking us, they're actually defending their crystals. And they actually killed off one of my serpent hatchlings, which doesn't really matter that much. He's just there to break shields, which... And so, cleaning them up. Having two groups and microing both groups really helps. One big blob might be powerful, but it's not really that flexible. So we killed a crystal already, and I'm going to move to the middle one. I'm going to send the shield breaker back to breaking shields. Even one is really fast. You might not even need two. Like even one serpent chick, sorry, can easily break the shield generator. Look how it's slowly chipping away at it. It's pretty fast, actually. I mean, in one of my earlier matches, I showed you guys like a whole group of cats, like 6 cats, can't even out DPS like a couple of serpent chicks on a shield generator. So you really want to use the specialist types, use them to your advantage. So the minecarts can break shields. Break crystals, and the serpent chicks can break shields. I've been commentating these minion things for an hour now. I'm getting kind of loopy, but the good ones are starting to happen. These next 3 matches, they get a bit harder. I think the next match is actually not that hard, but they start to get a bit harder, especially around Gilgamesh. So we won this one. Let's move on to the next one. Stage number 17 is Over the Wall. The wall they're referring to is that ice wall where Shiva used to live. We play the main story. Shiva and her heretics. And we're going to be the enemy's going to be summoning a lot of ice wall creatures like that. Littlefoot. But this one again is pretty easy, so we're going to use our same strategy again with the minecarts and shield breaker, serpent hatchlings. Shiva's a poppet type, and Littlefoot and all the other ice creatures are monsters. So we're going to summon poppet types to fight them off. So I actually started with a few on the left side first, because those monsters get there really fast, and we don't really want them to group up to a big group. The 2 Shivas in the middle aren't really that big of a threat. They don't really do that much, so we let them sit for a while and clean them up after we cleaned up their minions. So you see they're starting to move to the middle now. We're going to follow them, and we start summoning stuff in the middle. Just follow them around, clean them up. We've broken their shields. Send them back in to help with that crystal. And these snowmen. I forget if the snowmen are monsters or poppet types, but either way, we are good against them. We're only weak to critter types. So it looks like that crystal's about to get destroyed. Send our minecarts to the middle now. And enemies are just trickling in, so it's pretty easy to take care of them. They're not coming in as a big blob. Spriggans. Are Spriggans monster type? I don't even know. But it doesn't really matter. We have so much, so many Minvilias that it doesn't really matter too much what they throw at us, especially if they just throw it at us one by one. Their shield's about to come back up, and we've broken the middle crystal, so I'm going to send our shield breakers back in. and move everything to the leftmost crystal. Some goo-goos. I guess there's those snow goo-goos in that Slowpoke dungeon. But we pretty much won this one. This one wasn't that hard. You could probably have used Sid if you don't have Minifilia's. Sid's trap ability can easily clean up a lot of these ads. But let's move on to the next stage. The next stage is called the Hunt. Stage number 18. Of course, the Hunt refers to our favorite activity in this game. The hunts. And they're going to be summoning a lot of hunt mobs. This one's also pretty easy, so same strategy. Hunt mobs are mostly monsters, so you would summon a lot of puppet types against them, I guess. So, same thing as last round. Minifilias, and then we're going to do our shield breaking strategy. So yeah, see, they're monster types. So it's the hunt mobs that range from B ranks to S ranks. The baby bat there is Barbaron, or whatever his name is. And he's a B rank. That golem in the middle is an S rank. But in here, they're all the same. They're all just all monsters or whatever. Yeah, the Apkalu, Bloody Mary, is a critter type, but I mean, we could eventually just overwhelm them. Because they're not summoning them in groups of, or clumps of 4. So it's not like they can use their special abilities or anything. So really, like any attacking type can easily clean up whatever they send at us. Again, maybe Sid is good if you don't have Minfilia. So they're actually killing a good bunch of these Minfilias. But it doesn't really matter, we just continue to stream them in. And we've already taken down the rightmost crystal, basically. So you see me splitting up the forces, like one group's handling the left, one group's handling the mid, right. And then, you know, if you see one, for example, that back going to the middle, send one of your guys back to clean it up. So, just want to have good, I guess in StarCraft they call it micro your units. It's probably pretty hard to do this on controller. I'm not sure how controllers would do it. I guess you would be better off just spamming something and going as a big cluster. It's definitely easier probably on... Well, I guess, I mean, I'm biased. I use mice and keyboard. So I would think controller will be harder because I don't know how to use a controller. I have an FC member in my FC did this all 24 challenges on controller, so it's definitely possible. Anyways, this one isn't that complicated. We've already taken them down to their last crystal, which is go Zergit. We've broken their shields again. So remember that strategy where halfway through their shield regenerates, send your 2 Chocobos back to break their shield again. I'm not sure why I sent those minecarts back there. But you can see minecarts are pretty damn weak. They're just for sieging the enemy's crystals. You can barely take down that slime. Anyways, we pretty much won this one. So let's move on to the next stage. Alright, stage 19, Battle on the Little Bridge. Obviously a reference to Battle on the Big Bridge where we fight Gilgamesh. This one is actually, I would say, a hard one. His chickens, man. In Kindu Minion, they will wreck your face. Especially if they start to get like as a big group. And they spawn really fast. And also he cheats, obviously. He summons like several at the same time. So if you're not prepared with something to counter, you're gonna get wrecked. So Gilgamesh is a puppet type, and in Kindu, the little chickens he summons is a critter type. So we're gonna want to summon a bunch of monster types to counter his chickens. And I'm using the Tiny Bulb because the Tiny Bulb has a good trap move that's a big AoE and it really like damages him. And we're gonna need a few traps to help outsmart Gilgamesh here. In my main attacking group on Gilgamesh for the first half of the match, just to burn them down a bit faster, I'm going to use Minfilla. Just because Minfilla does a lot of damage. I mean, I guess you could use any other high damage puppet or high damage critter type. You have the Nutkin, he's pretty good. So you see I set a trap there. These Gilgamesh and his chickens are very skittish. Like if you have too many units or minions in your crystal, they run away. So you don't want to scare them away from a trap. But the traps in the first phase isn't that important. You can see there's not that many chickens. We're easily taking care of them. Our Minfilias are whittling him down slowly. There's a move he does that you want to watch out for. It's the same move that he does in the Battle of Big Bridge where he pretends to lose, but then he doesn't. So that's going to come up in a bit. Right now it's still early in the game. And this early in the game, the traps, stuff, don't matter, just summon. No, that's the move right there. So you want to run away from him because he's going to destroy all the minions around him. You might lose a few crystals in this one. It actually might help you a bit more to lose a few crystals, just so that all the chickens and him, Gilgamesh, gather up together. If you have 3 crystals, they kind of spread apart. So you can see I've lined up a bunch of tiny bulbs on the path of these chickens, just to whittle them down a bit, because I don't want to group them all on the crystal to scare them away. I have a few on the crystal sitting there, waiting for them, but I'm going to whittle them down as they move in. Just replenish them as they die. Okay, so here, this is the part where it gets crazy. You want to kind of move your... I'm moving my Minfilias away to the left side. He's going to reappear on the left. And I don't want the Minfilias to battle the chickens because they're weak against the critters. So the Minfilia is going to go back to hurting Gilgamesh. And we're going to keep this trap here for the chickens that are going to eventually come. And then I also started summoning tiny bulbs in the middle to clean up the middle group. And that trap's going to help clean up the left side a bit. So you try to use the trap AoEs to your advantage. You can see them, they're skittish, they run away. And we're going to knock them out, a few of them out at least, with the trap. Now our Minfilias have died, but I'm not going to worry about Minfilias anymore from here on out. I'm just going to go full bulb. Just because a lot of chickens are going to still be around. You really don't want the chickens to get out of control. So that's why the trap's AoE ability is so good. It cleans them all up really fast. And also, even though Gilgamesh is effective against our monster type, he doesn't attack that fast. I'm going to help out the right crystal a bit, even though it's not that necessary. And we're going to want to follow Gilgamesh. He's going to break that crystal in the middle. It doesn't matter too much. You're going to lose a few crystals here and there. I mean, the first time I won... This is not the first time I won, but the first time I won, I literally won at like 1 second left on the timer because I just kept spamming the magic tech bit and ADS to AoE down his chickens, but like I was down to my last crystal. It was almost gonna die, so I had to just keep streaming stuff in and slowly whittle him down with my AoEs. So that's the first time I won. And just keep setting these traps. And just whittle him down. Don't worry too much about that crystal in the middle. Like, I use the traps if I see my limit breaks about to get full again. I mean, it might seem like a waste for not hitting them all, but we'll have so many like traps that we can just keep spamming them. So keep your main group around Gilgamesh, and split off a few to help out, slow down, you know, the crystals a bit. Plus, you know, if you don't kill those chickens, they're eventually going to kill the crystal, and they're all going to gain up back on you. So you're going to have to kill those chickens anyways, eventually. So, I mean, don't worry too much about the crystals, take your time, but don't let the chickens get out of control. So they broke one of our crystals, and kind of makes it easier, because now they're all focusing on the one we're at here. Just keep summoning, streaming them in. Okay, so the chickens are, you know, they're kind of going to start to go for the one on the very right. You can see he's already summoning ones on the right. I'm going to clean up a lot of them with our traps, and Gilgamesh is so low now that we could just sit on this crystal, protect it, and you know, lure him in. See, as soon as we leave the crystal's radius, the AI wants to go back in and kill the crystal. So this crystal is almost dead, but we could just kind of bait him around, use our traps to damage him a bit more. So you see he's going to come back. He thinks he could take the crystal, but I'm going to cut him off. Send a couple forward to kill this chicken. And okay, so now it looks like he's decided to go for that crystal for good, but we're not. Our tiny bulbs aren't that fast, so just let him. I triggered that trap just so I could reset a new one, but just let him come to us. So let him kill that crystal. He's so low on health that we could just burn him down, either with a trap or with our bulbs. Just play the waiting game. Don't get greedy, I guess. I mean, this one is I don't know if this is the best strategy. I found this one to be pretty challenging. It's a tough one. I mean, the harder they are, the more fun it is. This one's also one of the more fun ones. But wait for those chickens. I don't even think we need a trap. Yeah, we already killed them. So there you go. Let's move on to the next stage. So stage number 20 is called Guiding Light. So enemies are going to use a bunch of minions of lights. And it's kind of annoying. I'm going to try to use the strategy that we've had with the hatchlings and the minecarts. But this AI here has some strategy, so he's going to defend, actually, like, against the minecarts pretty effectively. I accidentally summoned it to be there, but it should be at C. So I switched into C. So I want to use the cats again, because we want to counter their puppet type with our critter type. And cats are not only fast, they're also very cheap, and they have that ability that lets them, you know. Oh Jesus, they do a lot of damage with their special ability. Yeah, so those are the defender types. He's gonna come try to defend. I'm gonna start off sending my cats to the left, because those are some siege units that he's sending, and I really don't want those siege units to gather up as a group of 4 and start killing me with their abilities. The white mages aren't that scary, but you don't really want anything else to gather up. So the siege units are caught out in the open, we could chase them down pretty easily. But if they start grouping up with the white mages as a big group, things are gonna go to get really messy really fast. So you really want to prevent him from gathering 4 of anything. The group of 4 defender types are kind of okay to deal with, but yeah. So I guess I would say the trick in this one is to, if he targets your left side first with his siege units, make sure you start sending units there fast. Cut him off before he could group. And I guess the strategy I was using with breaking the shields and the minecarts drew his defender types to the right, so he was kind of split half-half. If everything gathers up into one big blob of different types, he's going to have like all his bases covered. He's going to have healers, attackers, siegers, just pretty hard to beat. Anyway, he's going to send our serpent hatchlings back to kill the shield. Get a few more cats. And now we're in pretty good shape. He can't gather up a group of 4. Well, he's going to gather a group of 4 here, but I don't think he's going to get the limit break, maybe. We'll see. He split them up, so it won't affect us too much. And we don't really need to worry about those stones too much anymore. Oh, he's destroying our siegers. We gotta go back and help. We just killed off this guy first. And it's always good to have good micro and split off things. That way you can handle multiple targets at the same time. I'm just going to ignore the crystal on the right, as we're about to win, and just bum rush this last crystal that he has. Yeah, by the time those serpent hatchlings, by the time I move them, we're gonna win anyway. So, yeah, the trick in this fight: don't let him gather groups of 4 of much of anything other than that first group of 4, because he will start wrecking face with his abilities. Stage number 21, Wise Words. So again, this is another, just like the one before, I would say it's a mediumly challenging one. Again, the strategy is not to let him group up. Wise Words, I guess, represents all the Charlian philosophers that he's going to send at us, like Louis Soir, Alphanud, and all that. So again, they have some crazy abilities. Louis Soir just heals, but you don't want him healing all his units over and over again. And you want to cut him down before he starts. So we're going to send critters. Again, Nutkins would wreck him. I think I won this one pretty easily with Nutkins the first time I ever played. But we don't have Nutkins, so we're going to use Black Cats. Again, they're 20k MGP from to buy the Black Cat. So see this first group of Louis Soir. It's also good to use Black Cats because they're fast, or Nutkins because they're fast. Because Louis Soir is speedy. Look at him. So we're going to chase him down, kill them before he could start, and immediately start chasing down all those other things. Notice that I didn't really start with the minecart and chocobo minions, chocobo ashlings, whatever they're called, immediately because I really wanted 4 cats as soon as I could to kill his Louis Soirs. So now that everything's stabilized and I kind of cut him off a bit, I can get my siege units back up. I summoned 3 by accident, but whatever. Let's go back to cleaning up the middle group. Try to not let him get his limit breaks. You know, cut him off whenever you can. Oh man, my serpent attachments weren't even in the shield box. There's actually a lot of minion content. I mean, this has been like 1 hour and 20 something minutes already of just minion battles, and you might have to try multiple times. It's a nice chunk of content for a minigame. They spent a lot of time on this. I hope they keep updating it. It's pretty fun, especially like boss battles. Very unique. But this match in particular is pretty over, I guess. We've got him on the back foot. Just remember, you can't really let him get 4 of any type, so I'm going to cut him off. Make sure his units get weakened. Just be mobile with your units. Our siegers have reached the middle crystal. Speed it up a bit. You don't necessarily need siegers in this game, but it just speeds up the whole process a bit. I'm gonna teleport my cats to the rightmost gate, so you use your gates to instantly move your minions. Just wanted to clean up that set on the right. Again, I don't really want him to be able to get 4 of anything, so let's clean it up. I'm sending my chocobos back to the shield. I mean, it might look like we've already had it won, but I think it could take down the shields and speed it up before we can actually break the crystal. The crystal with shield is pretty tanky. Yeah, see, the shield's broken. But anyways, we won anyway, so not that bad if you can manage to cut him off with some very fast units. Remember, Louis is very fast. So cut him off early on, don't let him get 4. So stage number 22, World of Four Lighting. It's a tiny version of World of Darkness. And of course, you're going to be throwing a lot of World of Darkness minions at us, like that Puff of Darkness. Which means you want to have a lot of puppets against your monster types. And this one, we could afford to use our strategy again. Remember, the last one, we couldn't use the strategy immediately because we wanted to kill off their units first. But this one, they don't start off with too much. It's not that scary. So, Dolahans, Puff of Darkness, all monsters that Infilia can take care of. Same strategy as before. Shield breakers are breaking the shields. Minecarts are taking out the rightmost crystal. I'm going to split up our Minfilius a tiny bit. Start to clean up the left side a bit. Oh, there's one more there. Summon a few more Minfilius. So we destroy their rightmost crystal. Let's get these guys to the middle to work on the next one. This one's pretty simple. I mean, the strategy that I've been using, not saying it's a best strategy or anything, there's probably better ones, but it's pretty effective so far. Probably do them all without any strategy at all, just spam something. Like other than the Gilgamesh one or the Olden one, they're not too hard so far. That is, the last boss is pretty hard. So the shield's almost back up, so send our shield breakers back to take it back down. Chase this little eye. And we pretty much clean them all up. So just rush this last crystal and we win. This one's not that hard. This is like as difficult as the ones we started off with. Like the stage 10 whatever ones. Not like the Gilgamesh. Alright, so let's move on to the next stage. So the second last boss, stage number 23, the Binding Coil. And of course we'll be facing off the boss from the Binding Coil, Twintania. This one is, I guess a medium difficulty, is kind of straightforward. You want to avoid the ADS that are going to be popping up. Twintania is a monster type, so I'm going to be using a puppet type to base against and counter the type. I'm also going to use a few healer types, so the Minion of Light White Mage. Use 4 of those so to keep my army healed up. Twintania does a lot of AoE attacks, so it's good to keep it healed. I mean, I guess you could spam just one puppet, like Sid or something. That might work. There's also going to be a few ads. You don't have to worry about the ads too much. I just want to clean them up initially so that they don't get overwhelming. And just avoid these ADS balls. So Twintania is actually wrecking my army here. I'm just gonna gather them up together again. Lick my wounds. So I think after the ADS, after a while, you can actually hurt the ADS. So you see the one in the middle, you can damage it a bit. So it loses that buff it has that's invincible to everything. But I'm not gonna deal with ADS anyways. Just focus on the prize, Twintania. So I'm going to try to get back up to 4 healers again and build back my army up. Killed another one, but we'll get 4 again. And just follow Twintania around. That thing gave me a weakness, so I'm going to run away for a few seconds. Make sure it wears off. Okay, so it killed one of my crystals, which, I mean, it's bad, but it kind of makes it easier because now they kind of now focus on one particular place. So they're all gathered up on the right side now. We'll go over there and finish them off. Otherwise, they're kind of just like spread everywhere. I don't know why zoo hatchlings were in this final coil. Were they actually part of anything? I mean, slimes aren't either, right? Oh no, slimes are. Slimes, you feed them to the first boss. But what about the zoo hatchlings? I'm not sure if there are in any. But, okay, so we've scared off the ads by putting a bunch of minions around our crystal. So now they're going to try to focus the left side. Twintania thinks he could take us, but now we've got our main Minfilia healer army. Just heal my group up a bit and use Twintania's limit break abilities to whittle Twintania down. I mean, we're going to lose that crystal on the left, but it doesn't really matter. By the time they kill it and then crawl all the way back over to the right side, Twintania will be dead. Because we're just burning her down. To replenish your forces as needed. Maybe you don't want to even need healers. Like, you can probably just Zerg her down. But I added in a few in anyways. Oh, so not that bad. And we'll move on to the last boss. So stage 24, the last stage, final coil. And of course we'll be facing the boss of the final coil, Bahamut. Or however you pronounce it. I don't actually know. But anyways, we're going to do kind of the same strategy, except the puppet we're going to use is Wind Up Sid. So he's a monster type, so we're going to counter him with puppets. There's not going to be any really ads. There's going to be like a couple of Twintanias, but they don't really do that much. Just avoid them. You don't need to kill them or anything. The trick is to dodge the Mega Flares and put something in the tower. So that's the Mega Flare right there. You want to dodge that. And that's why I'm using Sids, because Sids are fast. They have like maximum speed, so they could dodge really easily. I'm using a group of white mages because Bahamut doesn't really do that much damage, and I could keep all my Sids up with just a group of 4 white mages. It's actually like less damage than Twintania, I think. It's just that these Mega Flares, they will wreck you if it hits. So you hit my spawning Sid right there. So I'm going to heal that Sid back up. I'm going to gather up a good army. And then the last part of the strategy is sacrificial units. So I'm using 2 very cheap and fast units, these baby raptors. And then these will be the sacrificial units for the towers. So in order to prevent the towers from completely destroying you, like later on he's going to summon these tower things, you're going to need to put 1 unit inside a tower, and the tower is going to hurt that unit by like a lot of damage. But if there's at least 1 unit in there, the tower won't do its AoE move. If you don't put anything in there, the tower is going to just hit everything. It's going to kill all your minions and destroy all your crystals and stuff. So you don't really want a tower to go off. So you can see me just dodging the Mega Flares in this first phase. I'm using Sid's traps to throw in a bit of additional damage. Just keep dodging Mega Flares. So I think for the traps, the center of them, I'm not sure if his ring touches the trap's ring, that's enough. Or if like the center of his hit marker needs to be in there. But I'm just using them willy-nilly. We got a lot of traps. Another Mega Flare. Let's heal my units whenever I get healed in Limit Break. So you can see he doesn't do that much damage. Keep dodging the Mega Flares. And also see how I position my 2 baby raptors. I put 1 on the left and 1 on the right. That way if he summons the tower all the way up there in the corner, I could easily get it. Just keep using my traps. I also have a video of my... Oh, actually, ignore that for now. This is the first tower. That's how it looks like. And you need to stick a unit in there. So the baby raptor is pretty fast. He could run all the way to the tower in time from across the map there. But it's really high priority. You stuff something in the tower. You don't want to put all your minions in there because you see, look at that. It just basically kills the raptor. I want to desummon him and summon a fresh one because he's all weak now. While I'm microing the raptor, I keep my main group mobile so I don't get caught by a random Mega Flare out in the open. There's another tower. Also, you can see that Bahamut summoned 2 Twintanias. and you're just hurting the crystals. Don't worry too much about them. They take a while to kill the crystals. It's mostly the towers that are gonna wreck you. Towers and Mega Flares. Now he summons 2 Mega Flares at the same time. So just avoid them. Oh, those white mages. Better get out of there. Oh, just barely got out. So withdraw the Raptor. Send out a fresh one. Heal my groups whenever I can, and setting these traps. It's another tower. This one's actually pretty fun. There's a lot of like micro you gotta do. Some more trap damage. Get out of the Mega Flare first. I'll always get out of that Mega Flare. It's like priority. And switch out my Raptor. So you can see my group of 4 healers keeps my group up so far that I could just focus on summoning Raptors on the queue. So if a Raptor dies, I can get another one. So send the Raptor in, but make sure to dodge the Mega Flare also. That trap right there is probably gonna not get used, so I'm probably just gonna trigger it. Oh, that Raptor. Oh, it lives through the Mega Flare. And it was in the tower. So actually, I'm not entirely sure. Sometimes, like, if I have a weak Raptor in a tower, I still get hit by the tower, even though I had a weak Raptor in there. So I'm not entirely sure if the Raptor needs to stay alive, because obviously it didn't stay alive there, but I didn't get hit by the tower. It might be just RNG, it might be because the Raptors I was using were already hit by a tower previously. I'm not entirely sure. But that's why I've been summoning fresh ones, just in case. I got lucky with that previous one, maybe, I don't know. But still, you gotta get this guy back in there. But just watch out with the towers. Best to use a fresh one anyways. The Quintani is my catch, a weak Raptor. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You can also see I was saying earlier, my first clear. I have a first clear video and another YouTube video. I'll probably link it here, so you can see, another example of how this is done. And I also screw up on that one too. I get hit by a Mega Flare, but it's still doable. Anyways, after you win, you get the achievement, and you could pick up this minion from that guy in Gridania. Anyways, as a extra bonus, let me show you how the hard mode, or I think it's called extreme mode, NPC plays. So it's underneath Master Battles. Extreme mode is the hardest one. And so this is not like a campaign or anything, it's just NPCs playing. I don't know how the modes differ in difficulty, but just tried the extreme ones. And it's not that bad. We can't really use the strategy with minecarts because they will just wreck the minecarts. But you can still use the Serpent Chocobo to break their shields. They break your shields much faster than you break theirs, so that might be where the extreme difficulty settings come in. Anyways, Sid's always good, especially traps. Traps are pretty good. So I'm going to start off with a bunch of Sids. Infinite Imp is also really good. So it looks like he has some critters. Critters are good against my puppets, but it's just one. And I guess he's using these critters to defend. I have to take out this Mandragora with my baby imps. And with my last bit of points, I'm going to summon my Shield Breaker. I'm only going to use one. You don't need two. And now I have my traps ready. See, they already broken my leftmost crystal, but it doesn't really matter. We have the positional advantage now. So my baby imps want to follow these Mandragoras. use my traps a bit. I just want to reset the trap. Looks like they're going for my shield. So Sid's going to chase them down. So I guess he has a good slew of defender types and attacker types. Our monster is going to eat up his critters. He has a puppet type killing our monsters though, so he literally does those counters. He's also sending some siege units on minecart. But minecart's pretty weak, so we could take care of that. So I mean, the extreme mode one, it's tough. I guess it's of medium difficulty, I would say. Not really that extreme. I mean, it's only extreme because I guess it cheats. But a human player, like facing against a human player, is the leagues of difference. So like most of these strategies you could use against AIs probably wouldn't fare well against an actual human player. So none of these are really tournament-worthy strategies. But if you want to farm MGP for some reason from this, I guess, you know, one Serpent Chocobo into shields, and then Sids and Imps putting traps down is a pretty good strategy to consistently kill them off. I guess maybe, I don't know what he's doing now. He's completely lost everything, so he's just streaming units in. I guess he's thinking that he wants to use defender types to defend this crystal. But of course, you know, it's an AI, so it doesn't really know what's going on. It's just streaming them in one by one to their deaths. But it takes forever for us to kill his crystals. Oops, I moved them by accident. We could take care of that Mandragora. So now he's down to his last two crystals. And he has his unit spawn rate is so slowed now that we can already take care of whatever he's got. I'm going to send the imps ahead because they counter the critter type. Eat them a bit. Actually, I'll send them to the crystal. Looks like there's actually a maintenance coming up while I was playing this. Gotta beat this fast. Not gonna worry too much about that crystal. Just I'll send one Sid because I have 5. I only need 4 to do the traps. And just take care of some of these last units. Oh, it actually killed my Sid. I forgot the critters, they're strong against my puppet type. But we don't need to worry about it too much. It's already pretty much won. I mean, the middle crystal is pretty much full on HP anyways. So his shields are down again. So we can kill off his middle one, and then move to the left. And now we just rush this left one, and there's no way he can win. She's trying to send all these defender types, like Fat Chocobo and what is that? Warrior of Light Minion? I don't know which one that is. But there's no way he could kill my crystal. Foster and I kill his now, so we pretty much won this one. I was going to summon one more siege unit in there because I could fit it in my points, but we already won. And you earn 400 MGP for winning. So, I mean, it's not that efficient of your time to farm MGP. You rather, like, triple try it. Anyways, thanks for watching, and see you guys later.